Hey kids, welcome to another episode of Show and Tell, Glen's Show and Tell, where I like to show off some of my toy collections and other fun stuff. So as many of my friends know, I build model cars. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and I can't actually say that I've built every one of the ones I bought. I store them like a little pack rat. So I've been buying model cars since the late 60s up until present day, and I have a lot of mint in box. I used to buy sometimes two at a time if they were on sale of the same one. Build one, leave one the way it is, mint. Anyways, we're going to start things off with my favorite models. Were Monogram models from the 60s. This is one called the Little Coffin. Yeah, I'm trying to get the graphics in there pretty good. Now Monogram made all these freaky custom cars. They did a lot of other stuff in airplanes and basically what a lot of the other companies were doing. But they did very cool custom rods, like this one, Little Coffin. This was actually a real car. Hard to believe, but that's a real car. And if you saw it in the car shows back in the 60s, it actually had a skeleton standing beside it. But Monogram Models and a lot of the 60s companies, they used to do, and even the 50s, they used to do custom artwork for the boxes. It wasn't a photograph of the model built, which I find totally boring. So a lot of us collected for the artwork. And it's just fabulous. These painters would go on to paint for covers of comic books, and you might even see them in motion pictures along with some of their private work. But that's actually an artist doing that. And so these boxes were made to fold. There's seams right here, diagonal, and used to fold them up, and you could put them on the wall, frame them and put them up on the wall. So this model is from, I believe, 1968. No, actually, this one is from 70. So I have quite a few of these. I probably have 5 of these. It was just something I really loved. They reissued a few of them and changed the cover a bit. But it was just one I loved. Most of the ones I liked, I bought 2 or 3 copies of. This one is still mint in box. And I will show you. Still mint. Now I open the box, have a look inside and things like that, but and this box is not mint. It's been weathered, it's been kicked around since I lived at home and gone through a few of the homes that I've lived in with my parents and that, but for the most part it's actually still holding out. I think it even went through a flood at my mother-in-law's at one time. They used to store them all there, but now all these models basically sit in plastic totes, so protects them from the elements. So anyways, model cars, love them. The 60s, I love 60s models. I gather them up like I'm eating cheese. I just love them. Okay. This one. You can see that clear. This is a solid metal tractor. It's a little bit dusty. It's been sitting on the top shelf in my graphics room. This is a international tractor. I've had this toy since 1968. My parents bought this for me, and I played with it a little bit. I love playing with it in the house. I had it outside once and never in the dirt. I was just that way. I just wanted to keep things forever and ever, whenever I could. So this is 1968, solid metal. All the parts move on it. It dumps there. the front loader and the backhoe. I don't know if you can see that. Just turn these dials. There's one right here, turns there. And this swivels. Steering. But this is for the year 1968. It's got a couple of little blemishes right in here. A few little scuffs. I wish I had the original box, but I don't. It's just one of those things. Needs a little bit of a cleaning from sitting on a shelf. I usually clean them. I don't clean them every week, but I usually take my one place upstairs and give it a cleaning once a month, once every 2 months, just where the toy section is, because it takes a lot of work to do all that. I would love to get glass cases for all this stuff, but it's not in the cards. So anyways, cool toy. I don't know what value these are. They're priceless to me because they're toys I actually had when I was a kid. Yeah. I still have my very first racetrack. This is, I'm going to say this is earlier. I don't know if there's a date code on this one, but I know this one. Yeah, let's see. 1967. I was born in 62. My very first racetrack. Still have it. It was bought at Kmart. I'm going to show you the picture on here. This was the type of racetrack. You just put the batteries in the car. They had a little peg that's stuck down in the middle of the car down into the track, and you just watched them travel around. And the track had obstacle courses, and that little stem that stuck down would hit and trigger little things in the track. Like a flag would turn the race clock. The stem would hit here and turn the clock on and off. Yeah, fun for a little kid. Like I say, it's my original racetrack. Box is in pretty good shape. And I'll show you the Kmart sticker. Right there. If you can see it. Price of that was $5.66. They were a lot of fun. Motorific is the company, and they were made, or the racetrack, Motorific. They made boats, cars, and robots. Zeroids were the robot, Motorific were the car tracks. They had tons of tracks. And Boaterific were the boats. Made all these cool boats. I have a few, but they're kind of buried right now. So anyway, great toy by the company Ideal. They made a lot of neat stuff. Now, this one, I'm sure my friends will remember this. It's a little bit big to hold up. A Green Ghost game. Again, this is 60s. This is around 68, 69. The entire game glows. The whole playing board glows in the dark. It's solid plastic. And it sits on legs. So think of it as almost like a table. And there's objects painted on it in darker colors. You spin this ghost, which the eyes glow, his thumb glows. You spin it around, there's numbers. You can see it right here. They all glow. And you played this game in the dark. And it glowed really well. And you basically, like a normal game, you had little ghost pegs that you went around the table. There's haunted houses and all that fun stuff. Bats and black cats. And yeah, I haven't played this probably since I was a kid, but never parted with it. I loved it. So I got a stash of my old games. Some I gave away, I wish I hadn't, but someday I'll find them. So this is by a company called Transogram. Transogram made, I should say Transogram. They made lots of cool toys. They made a car called, I remember it was called Trick Track. Thing would fly all over the house. All you had was corners and straightaways, and it would direct the car, and you use your regular house to direct it. And the more pieces you had, you could have this car going all over the house. All you needed was the corners and the straights, and this thing. And there was a couple of figure 8 pieces, and you would just place them strategically in the house. And the car was so direct when it went down the road, or down the hallway, or down the living room floor, that it would hit all these pieces and it would just get redirected. But Transogram made the Green Ghost game and the Trick Track car. I think that's what they called it. I have it in my stash of stuff. I'll have to check it. So, anyways, I think that's it for today. I hope everybody's doing okay. We're just having fun here. I've got a couple other videos coming up that I'll post, and hope you enjoy them for the show and tell series, and a few other musical ones I've got going, and some other ones.